Hello and welcome everybody to this really short Bitcoin update video. This is going to be a short video, as I mentioned in the previous sentence, where I'm going to really take a very quick look on Bitcoin, because I did a poll on Twitter asking you guys, what do you prefer? I thought it was time for a new update on Bitcoin. Price advanced as we went upwards in the end, all according to plan. I asked you guys, what do you prefer? Either a short update on Bitcoin or a live stream including an AMA. And as you can see, the clear winner is obviously a short update on Bitcoin. So here we go. So where did we advance upwards from? This is from the previous live stream that I did a few days ago. Gonna replay a small section so you're fully up to date as to what I was looking for, and we continue on from there. You can go about it. My current interpretation is essentially higher prices until proven wrong. Simple as that. So you can go about it. So there we go. Fully up to date now. So this was where we left off from, and as we were consolidating around that $30,000 region. As a matter of fact, just slightly below. Now we have broken out from that onwards, giving you all the context in the live stream. If you want to rewatch that, then simply go to my YouTube channel, click on live and check out the latest live stream. According to plan, I expected higher prices until proven wrong, and well, I wasn't proven wrong, because in the end we broke out to the upside. Currently consolidating once again in the middle of this old range. Hovering around this particular level at the moment, right? Where we have broken through, we've simply backtested it, and we have put in a newer range. So as we are tuning into the New York session, allow me to give you some grip on what you can look for. I would class currently we are simply consolidating with the highs being put in and the lows being put in, simply giving us this nice box over here. So marking that out with marking out the high at 30,595, give or take a few dollars, so more or less 30,600, and we have put in a low at 29,665. We're currently simply ranging in between these areas. As you can see, price is contracting where we had a big day, right? As we were breaking out afterwards, after the bigger range from the live stream, we've started consolidating for one day, and the days that followed, which is at the moment 2 days, we have seen inside price action, giving us good opportunity to trade that range within. So we are just 1.5 hours at the time I'm making this video before the New York session. So that is where I expect the volatility to come in. So what's the situation currently? Currently, we are simply ranging in the middle of everything. We've put in a decent high yesterday, although I would class it as relatively weak. Why? Because simply there was very little volume at that high. We only saw about 18 million volume at that particular high, and therefore I don't necessarily class this as a very strong high. On top of that, we maintain the bullish market structure, and the overall narrative simply hasn't changed at all since then. We've also put in a better low, I would say, because that was accompanied with a lot higher volume. Some longs got stopped out, and after that we simply continued ranging onwards. So what can we expect from here? Well, as simple as that. In order for us to see a legitimate breakout, we first need to challenge this high once again. We came up at this high, we got rejected, we backtested that weekly level, giving us a fresh local new key level, which I've just marked out. Before that, we have 2 highs that we really need to surpass in order to see higher prices, which I think still remains the most probable scenario. So I remain bullish on Bitcoin, and I remain convinced that we will see higher prices until proven wrong. When am I wrong on this idea? As simple as that, losing this low, right, on volume, backtesting that, and then advancing so far that is when I would class like, okay, maybe we've seen a failed auction and we have a probability of actually getting potentially back into this range. The precise levels that I got for you here ultimately in order to see a full-blown rejection is first of all coming back into this entire region, which is the $28,000, $29,000 region once again. However, if we start really losing $27,900 or $27,000 really, that is when I could say like, okay, maybe this entire trend for now is over, and two things can happen from here on out. Either we can get back into the range, include all of this into this same section, continue trading that. If we lose this daily level, then I foresee slightly lower prices where 24,000 is the nearest checkpoint coming back into play. Once again, also explained in the stream. However, for day trading at the moment, not necessarily too relevant. The more relevant levels really is that 29,665 and that $27,000 to $28,000 major checkpoints. For now, I'm just focusing on this local section. So let me clean up the chart once again, where we would see a potential rise in price, first of all, to the $30,501 to be precise. That is the latest high from yesterday. And ultimately, we have the 30,600 level marking out the overall high of the range that we've been putting in over the last 2 days. Now, what do we want to see for a bullish continuation? Simple. We just look at the volume over here, and what I want to see is I want to see more volume and I want to see more positive delta coming into that candle. That would give me a reason to believe that, yes, this breakout of this range is relatively strong and we can advance to higher prices. Should that not happen, then the scenario changes slightly and we would have to observe what is going to happen with the price action locally. Is the volume weak, right? Then we could potentially see a rejection. Not necessarily saying we're going to drop heavily from here on out, but rather the range could simply continue. And that is a little bit 50-50 at the moment, as we are simply trading within this range. So what do we currently have in order to make an assessment whether we're going to see that highs being tested first or we're going to see the low of these ranges of this range being tested first? Well, for that we have a few levels. At the moment we're simply in the middle. So for me, this is not the most ideal place to take trades from. Why? Well, because we've simply been hovering around the intraday levels such as the VWAP. We are trading above the daily open, all indicating at the moment that we are all above all intraday resistances. So for that reason, I think it's most probable that we're going to test the highs first and see what we get from there before I'm even considering taking the lows of this local range. Should we, let's say on New York Open, suddenly fall through the VWAP, then the daily open is the next level, and then ultimately that low that I just pointed out would come actually into play, where one could potentially look for new trading opportunities. Keep in mind, this is not financial advice, simply an analysis of how I look at the chart and what I'm personally looking for, the levels that I am interested in trading. Ultimately, the decision to actually take the trade is entirely up to you. Now, lastly, what I want to cover over here is what if we break out of this local range? Well, as simple as that, then we could see an advancement potentially up to 31,350 at first, which marks out the upper region of this previous consolidation area that we've been putting in at around May and the beginning of June of 2022. That daily level that I got over here and that I just mentioned, that would be the first checkpoint over here, sitting at 31,350, although I would really prefer that $32,000 region to be tested next. That would be my most favorite level. And once again, in exactly the same way as I would assess this top of the local range, I would like to assess what is going to happen next. I'm interested in that region, not per se to short, but rather to monitor the price action, gauging the strength, and simply go from there. If we see a heavy rejection come into play, then I can make the decision to take a short trade. However, if we do not see that and price looks very, very strong, then I can simply choose to not do anything and let price proceed as it wants, right? And in that scenario, no trade from there would be the best trade, in my opinion. So with that very short, powerful update on what I'm looking at coming into the session today, possibly tomorrow if we keep on ranging today. And with that, I want to close off this stream. And as I said, keeping it short, productive, powerful, and we can all move on with our day with some new information being presented to us. Hope you've enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you like this format, and see you in the next video. Cheers!